Hello everyone, welcome to Grainchat. Today we look at the process of grain cooling. We are Joe Sontag and Hoàng Uy from Sontag Concern.
We welcome again the storage expert from FrigorTec in Germany, Dr. Claus Braunbeck. Klaus, several times the topic of grain cooling was already mentioned, and our audience is questioning how it is performed and which points are to be considered. Could you please give us the basic information on that?
Of course, it will be a pleasure to talk about the grain cooling process. Grain cooling is only applied for bulk storage, as storage of bags will not allow to bring the expected effect, as grain must be loose inside the storage facility.
It is applied to any kind of bulk storage.
Yes, it doesn't matter if it's a round or a square silo or a flat storage like a warehouse as shown on the picture. Essential is that the cold and conditioned air is easily and evenly flows through the grain after it's blown through the grids at the bottom of the storage.
How is the setup of the grain cooler?
The grain cooler is connected to the air distribution system, which is used like for a ration. The connection is either by a flexible hose, as shown on the picture, or a fixed pipe, depending on the mobility of the grain cooler. If several silos are served, then an airtight damper system is required at the pipe to guide the air into the concerning silo. A drainage of condensate water from the grain cooler is to consider, and direct sunlight to the cooler should be avoided to save on energy.
The setup is clear, but when to start the process?
The grain cooler may require a pre-start phase, which means to warm the compressor oil to prevent the damage to the system. Afterwards, the grain cooling process is started as soon as the aeration screen inside the bulk storage is covered by at least 1 meter of grain.
That means one doesn't have to wait that the storage is fully loaded.
Indeed, as only free air escape must be avoided. Then the process will be continued until the loading has been completed and the targeted temperature inside the grain has been achieved. It may be unnecessary to mention that the exhaust system must be open the full time of the operation.
Is that all, or what must be stated in addition?
There are 2 points which are important. First, the grain's angle of repose must be leveled to avoid uneven cooling at the top before the cooling has been finished. Second, is to close the air inlet and the exhaust openings after the cooling process to avoid any airflow through the grain by convection or wind during storage.
What is to be determined to know when the grain cooling is complete?
Most bulk storage facilities use a temperature monitoring system and refer to the concerning bulk level. Others use a temperature probe and measure the temperature at around 1 meter below the surface of the even grain bulk. If the temperature is aligned to the settings of the grain cooler, the process is completed.
What else needs to be mentioned?
If the grain cooler has finished one bulk storage, it is used for the next, and so on. A refreshing of the cooling may come by time, depending on the climate and the condition of the grain. Cooling of a storage which has been started to unload must be avoided, or leveling of the grain is required.
That sounds all simple and easy to handle, and there is no risk or danger like other post-harvest treatment or uncertainty like the weather condition. Amazing. It was good to have you again with us, Dr. Klaus.
Thank you very much for being with us.
My pleasure. Thank you for the Grainchat.
Dear audience, please feel free to address another topic of interest or send us your comment about today's chat. Thank you.